Vossi, in terms of footy days, how did that rate? 2 flights, a match in between, pretty exhausting for players and coaches, I would have thought.
Yeah, I haven't calculated the hours, but anytime you wake up with a 4 in it's a little challenging, especially if you're playing a game of footy. It was a long day. The guys have handled it really well. We've almost been able to embrace the different changes, seen as an opportunity, as a new challenge, and that we need to overcome. And it was certainly one of those days.
Seems like a really mature win, like it was a backs against the wall in that last quarter. It looked like GWS might run away, and you found a way. It seems like this group's almost come of age. Is that how you sort of viewed it?
Yeah, well put. We felt exactly the same way. There was, the day itself, which was challenging enough. When you factor in the travel schedule we had, the quality of the opposition, the moment we had to overcome, it was right up there as a really big win for us and a sign of maturity. We've been in games in the past where, it's been asked of us whether we can go another level, and we were able to in that game against a quality opposition and identify the moment, and they got the job done. So it's a really big tick, and we've been really pleased with the way they've been able to accept the challenges that have been able to be put in front of us. We understand it's a changing landscape, but we've been able to take each challenge as it comes, and we're getting some really handy results of it. So they should be getting some genuine confidence out of it, and probably more importantly, some real belief.
And I think from a premiership, you're not allowed to bet, but I am. I'm staggered that you're 4th or 5th favourite in the betting odds. Does that surprise you, or do you like flying under the radar?
To be honest with you, I can't bet on footy, so therefore the odds don't make any relevance to me. In some ways, there's actually a really a nice way. We're not forced. We can't look ahead because we actually don't know. So we know we've got a game against Carlton. What our schedule looks like beyond that, we're hopeful there's some Adelaide games in there for us, but we can't project. We only get to live in the moment and what we've got in front of us. And I know you'll have a lot of people that come up here in football land that'll say that, but it's real. There's no way we can project. There's no way we can estimate wins. The opposition that we're playing against, other than the one that's in front of us, and the next flight we have to get on.
Do you know the travel plans for next Sunday?
It'll be exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same. So, look, if we can get some normality out of being able to get one process right and then replicate it, we happen to have 2 of them in a row. We anticipate, or certainly expect, that there'll be another occasion where we have to fly in and fly out before the end of the year. So we just look at it as a chance to be able to refine what that looks like and get it right. I felt our guys were well organised and well planned, and they certainly come ready with a really positive attitude towards it. And as a result of that, we brought a good game, and with still some things to clearly work on. Yeah, they do, yeah. So normal 7-day week for us cycle now. We have a day off after a Saturday game going into a Saturday, so no different if we go on a Sunday cycle. Yeah, it's a really split second one, that one. I think if anything, hopefully it goes a long way to these. He's obviously had a play on the ball at the start of it, and has adjusted late, clearly. There's been a lot of focus on that, so obviously let people adjudicate it as they need to, but certainly his intention, I think it's pretty clear that he had a play on the ball, and it was taken away late and probably adjusted accordingly. So look, we'll just wait on the news and see what happens from there.
Sort of hard to assume you might get off the game or two.
Too early to speculate. I mean, for us, it'd be dealing with what happens first, and then I'm sure that the guys will then have a look at it on what they do from there. But that would be way too early for me to speculate.
Dersmer a chance?
He is, yeah. He's fit and healthy, so we expected he'll get a fit week under his belt. He'll get a couple of sessions. He got up to some good speed on Saturday, joined in some drills. So we're expecting him to be ready. So I guess if he is ready, then comes in that conversation again around playing. So the development of Farrell on the weekend, I thought was a really real positive out of the weekend. He's had 3 games in a row. He hasn't had too many opportunities to be able to do that, and to get some games under his belt was a big win for us, and he handled the moment really well. So we've obviously got Carl and now Faz and also Durs through the wing. So it's a nice problem to have, to say, well, how do we get them all in the team? It's a nice problem to have.
I think Boakey's went in just to get some precautionary scans today. Is he okay or just a bit banged up?
Probably banged up is probably the word to use. We managed him a little bit last week, and we'll continue to do so. It's not unusual at this stage of the year, once you're 5 or 6 games in, to start to see some boys with a few sore spots. They've come off less prep than any other time in the history of the game to come out and play the type of intensity that they have. It's been alleviated a lot by the fact we've shortened the quarters. That's helped quite considerably, but we expect the normal wear and tear that comes into the season. Bokey's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not in doubt this week. But we always sort of thought that a squad mentality is what we need to get through this season. That may change throughout the season based on this 5-day or potential speculated 5-day cycle that we might end up in. That could come very really soon if that happens. But at the moment, we've got some guys that are in some pretty good form and they're playing well as a group. The dynamic's really good and we're getting some good results.
I was just going to say, what sort of scans was Boyd getting?
No, couldn't even be sure. Couldn't even tell you. So there you go. So that's how confident I am that he's going to play.
I know you touched on it, Bossy, but just the fact that you've got Adelaide Oval games on the horizon. I know you're away again this week, but how good will it be to actually be able to sleep in your own beds for a week and play at home down the track?
This has become our new normal. I think it's just having the expectation that we're going to be away. It'll be certainly nice to have a run of games at Adelaide Oval. If nothing else, it's just being able to play in front of our fans. With the members, they've come with us on the journey and they've stuck really tight with us, and the messages have been overwhelmingly supportive. So just to be able to have the opportunity to be able to go back to Adelaide Oval and play in front of a nice crowd in front of your home crowd would be just a really special occasion. I think it was when we played the showdown early on and we only had 2,000 that were there. It just had this really sort of different feel to it. It was almost sort of a really significant moment almost, even though the crowd wasn't very big. So I can only imagine as we start to increase those numbers, just it'll be overwhelming, I would have thought.
Can I ask you about Farrell? What has he been doing away from the football oval, I suppose, to build up his game?
Well, we put a big emphasis on working on their craft. I think the thing that we've got as a really strong standard that's been led by our leaders for a long period of time is they're exceptional trainers and they prepare really well. And so when you're inducted in that environment, there's just a natural expectation that you go study how you get better, and when you come out on the grass, you work on your game, whether that's in your team drills or whether that's in your craft. And some of it's also about opportunity. He hasn't had as much opportunity. He's had to bide his time, and I guess he's been afforded a small window of opportunity with Duursma being injured, and then you have to make the most of it. And he had probably a couple of modest games to start off with, but he just really come through on the weekend, and you've seen what he's got. I mean, his kick is just elite standard. What he's built into his game in recent times has been his contested nature of his game. That's getting stronger all the time, and his work rate to cover the ground. And he's more than built that into a AFL level. Oh, geez, it's pretty handy. I wouldn't care to try and put it in a category other than say that there wouldn't be too many better ones that are running around right now than what he can deliver, that's for sure. I mean, and again, the more time I guess he gets out on the field, the more comfortable he become, and you'll see his field kicking, not just his 55 shot from goal. It was pretty impressive. Especially in a clutch moment too. It's a lot of things that we were really proud of the guys over the course of the last few weeks. But when we were challenged, there was some important contests that were won, and there were some big moments that we converted. And we've been in those situations before, and we haven't converted those opportunities. So we're all looking for those little moments of growth in us, and that show that we're maturing as a group, and that really builds a belief. And we're certainly getting that belief amongst each other.
Cam Sutcliffe's hammy? How's he doing?
Not an update other than confirm the hamstring, so he'll get his scan. So we're hoping that it's on the minor end. Again, he came in and was able to play a nice role for us. He was really frustrated that he came in and wasn't able to see the game out. But it gives us great confidence that if he's asked upon again, which we expect he will be, he can come in and get a job done.